Welcome back, writers. This is part 2 of the 3-part series breaking down the 3-act structure using Save the Cat and the Hunger Games as our storytelling masterclass. And if you've missed the first video, make sure to check it out before watching this one. So let's dive in. Today we will be tackling Act 2. We will talk about how to avoid the sagging middle and how to keep your story's momentum going. Let's start with what Save the Cat calls the fun and games section, also known as the promise of the premise. This is what readers came to read for. In the Hunger Games, it's the start of the actual Hunger Games. Katniss enters the arena. She tackles, she meets Peter's betrayal. And it's the actual life and death situation that she ends up in. This section is about putting your characters in a series of increasingly difficult situations that forces them to act. And it's not action, it's about reaction that reveals the character. And the tip here is to use this section to test your protagonist's values, their fears, their goals, and, invisible ways show the small aspirations that has a lot of big emotional impact for them. And at the beginning of Act 2, we have the first pinch point, and this is where something goes terribly, terribly wrong. And it challenges what your character believes about themselves and about the world or others. In the Hunger Games, think of the moment when Katniss realizes that Peeta might be working with the carriers. That betrayal hits her really hard, and suddenly she's not just in physical danger, she's also emotionally disoriented. This moment pinches the character and reminds the readers that this world is dangerous and this is real. So the moment that may reinforce the protagonist's inner lie. And for Katniss, I would say that this is something that for her, it's all about her thinking that, she has to do everything herself. She can't rely on anyone but herself. So that actually reinforces that lie a little bit, if you ask me. And a writer tip for you guys here is to make sure that the first pinpoint raises the emotional narrative and the stakes. It's something that the protagonist can't ignore. And now after that comes the game-changing midpoint. This is one of my favorite moments in storytelling. Up until this point of the story, the protagonist has been reacting to everything that's been happening around her. But during the midpoint, this is where our protagonist is confronted with the truth that they no longer can deny, and it changes them. In the Hunger Games, this is when Rue dies. Katniss is devastated, she no longer cares about surviving, and it all becomes an act of defiance, honoring Rue, challenging the Capitol, and planting the seed of rebellion. This is where Katniss goes from reacting to everything around her to acting herself. And try to make this some sort of deep emotional shift for your character. Make sure that your character goes from reacting to the world around them to actually acting. And yeah, this is so important. And I think that this is something that is so easy to miss. But if we miss out on this chance to actually see the change in the character arc, that might end up with you getting a saggy middle. And this is when your characters start acting more actively towards a specific goal. Now we hit the second pinch point and everything gets worse. This time the protagonist actively confronts the lie that they believed. They may not be fully defeated yet, but they will see through it. In the Hunger Games, Katniss teams up with Peeta again, only to face the rule change reversal that only one winner is allowed. This is brutal and it destroys her temporary hope, and it also mirrors the all is lost moment, which is very traditional in the 3-act story structure. This external danger collides with the internal despair. And the tip here is that your momentum should squeeze the protagonist. They've grown, but the world keeps on pushing back. And if you want to avoid a saggy middle, here's how you can do it. Keep escalating the stakes emotionally and externally. Try to plant seeds like cliffhangers or open loops. It can be, will Katniss survive? Is Peter really bad? Or in a rom-com it's like, will they actually end up together? That act 2 can be sort of like if this then that in your novel. Make it unpredictable, but also make like every action has a reaction, which raises the stakes for your protagonist. And keeping these open loops is what will keep your readers glued to the page, so they won't be able to stop reading. And let me know in the comments, what is your favorite midpoint? It can be in a book, it can be in a movie. Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. And lastly but not least, I think that if you want to write a great second act, you need to have planned the manuscript in advance. I think that if you just write by the seat of your pants, you will probably have a sagging middle, and you will have to edit it a lot during the editing rounds. But if you actually plan ahead and like write out the entire outline for your manuscript, and after that you look at the character arcs for your character, then you won't have to have a sagging middle, because there's so much going on in the story. And if you follow like the beats of a story and the beats of a character arc, then there's so much happening in the middle that like it shouldn't have to be slow. It should actually be quite riveting and quite exciting, because that's when things start to happen a lot more. This is like, yeah, like when the Hunger Games start, or when Harry gets to Hogwarts, and like, it's where the action really begins. Because in Act 1, we need to have this, we need to get to know the characters, we need to be invested in the surrounding and the theme, because otherwise we won't care about the things happening to the protagonists, if you get what I mean. So try to think of it like that, and try to plan ahead. That's the best advice I have for getting a great middle part. But also look at the scenes and make sure that they matter for the story, and that they actually have a purpose in the story. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Next week, I'm going to be sharing how to write a great Act 3. Talk to you soon. Bye.